I will try to give some taste of different portions from the Upanishads. If we have to have the real taste of it, then we have to take one Upanishad and study it deeply, and that study has to continue for a long time in a very peaceful atmosphere. This silence and peace, and more than the external silence and peace, that is very important. External silence is definitely important, but more than that, what is needed is the internal silence and peace. Because even if you sit in a forest, in the silence of a forest, the mind will be moving around, as we say, the monkey mind, that it will be moving around with all its anxieties, worries, desires, greed, and whatnot. So it is very important that in our tradition, the Upanishadic study, any Upanishadic communication, it begins and ends with a Shanti mantra. There are main 10 Shanti mantras, Upanishadic Shanti mantras. There are others also, but what we generally chant before study of any Upanishad, there are 10 Shanti mantras belonging to the different Vedas. If the Upanishad belongs to the Atharva Veda, say like Mundaka Upanishad, then the Shanti mantra belonging to the Atharva Veda will be chanted. If the Upanishad belongs to the Shukla Yajurveda, then the Shanti mantra belonging to that will be chanted. If it belongs to the Sama Veda, then the Shanti mantra belonging to the Sama Veda will be chanted. Like that. Overall, there are 10 Shanti mantras. Now, these are very important. I think I have taken quite a few classes in elaborately discussing all the 10 Shanti mantras, and they complete the Vedantic study in a way, in a nutshell. I think they are available in the YouTube, if I am not wrong. At least in our website, it will definitely be available. In great detail, we have done. Now, the purpose of this Shanti mantra is to have a peak communication. That is, any Upanishadic study is a communication from the teacher to the student. Now, to communicate this truth, which is extremely subtle, when we say extremely subtle, we think of subtlety in terms of objects. That is, water is subtler than the wood, the air is subtler than water, the space is subtler than air. We can think in that manner easily. There is no problem. When I say, you can easily imagine. But when we speak about this Atma or Brahman or this ultimate truth, it is not in the objective field at all. So even saying subtler than the subtlest, we will not have the correct impression, because it is our own I, the subject. It is not in the objectitude at all, not to be found in the objectitude. There comes all the difficulty. So even to express subtle truths in the objective level also, lot of patience and silence and concentration is necessary. Any deep truth of, say, even physics or so, it's not easy to communicate if the mind is disturbed. Then what to speak of this truth, the ultimate truth, which is not to be found in the objectitude at all, in the objective field at all. So these Shanti mantras are actually, we call them self-addressed prayers. They are prayers, they are hymns, but we call them self-addressed prayers. That is, it is not that you are praying before God, oh God, give me prosperity, give me this, give me that, etc. It is actually addressing our own Atma, the Brahman, which is same as the Brahman, which is represented by Omkara. We are addressing that truth, saying that whatever we study, let it become brilliant, let our mind remains fully fixed on the words, and the words appear in our mind with that full potential. All these prayers. Now, what are they? These prayers will be will be fulfilled depending on the sincerity of our prayer. Suppose I am praying for purity, that may my mind become pure. Now, if while praying I go on thinking all the impure things about blaming somebody, greed about something, or disturbed with so many other things, quarreling somebody, we got defeated yesterday, I would take the revenge of it today by giving him the proper answer. All these things go on in our mind. If it happens and you pray for purity, then surely your prayer will not be fulfilled. Self-address means whatever we are praying, automatically, if our emotional association is there with the prayer, if we are true to our prayer, if our mind, emotion, everything is looking for the same thing, then immediately that prayer will be granted. We will have a touch of purity. Actually, you don't have to pray for purity. If your mind yearns for purity, purity will come. I always say, you can drink purity from the flowers. Just looking at a petal, you can drink purity, your mind, you can purify your mind. So, self-address means it is not desireful prayer. We call it aspiration. I always distinguish between desire and aspiration. Whenever people say that without desire as a motivation, how can we do anything? We always say, no, desire is only a hindrance, only a disturbance to your work. What you need is an aspiration. Desire, there is a time lag that you want to have something in future, you desire for that. But when you want purity, you aspire for purity. Right then, at that time, in the current time, you are yearning for purity. So it has immediate effect. Similarly, self-realization. People have desire for self-realization. Oh, one day I will become self-realized. Not knowing what is that realization, that there is nothing in it, it is a zero position. They still look for self-realization, thinking that it is the greatest thing in the world. Well, it might be the greatest thing in the world. But by desiring, you are never going to be self-realized. If you aspire for self-realization, then what is this self? It is actually representing an assembly, a bundle of qualities of a supreme nature. So more and more we aspire for self, we will become self more and more. The self is unattached, it is unaffected by anything, it is all pervading, all embracing, it is loving the whole universe, it is expanded, it is always expansion. So if we really want to become self-realized, what do we have to do? We should always yearn for expansion, yearn for purity, yearn for unaffectedness, yearn for impersonality and whatnot, all those things. So if we always yearn for this, will you not become slowly self-realized? So truly speaking, it is not a goal, it's a path. On that path, if you walk with the aspiration, means you walk on the path, you become closer and closer to the self. That is, your mind and intelligence get treated by your thought process, your practices, and you become more and more the self. Self is nothing other than you. So you don't have to desire that one fine morning I will get up from sleep and find that I have become self-realized. No, it is never going to happen. The whole life will pass, it will not happen. We have to approach the self every time. Even if we have a sakshatkara, as we say, a self-experience, it is different from realization. Self-experience you may have at one time, that will definitely help you to become self-realized, but that is not the realization. When the experience is gone, you may be in the same soup again disturbed by the world in all manner, until your mind has expanded and become purified. So, all these prayers, the Shanti mantras, they are self-addressed prayers, in the sense that when we chant these mantras, if we have the full emotional association with that, personality association with that, then we will imbibe those qualities and we will come closer and closer to the self. So we will start with the Yajurveda Shanti Mantra, that is Kathopanishad. That is what I have been chanting all these days, the simplest one. It means, before chanting, I will explain the meaning, because I asked you to get associated emotionally with this. Unless you know the meaning, how will you? So I thought I will explain the meaning first and then chant it. Saha navavatu. It is actually Saha nau avatu. Now it is referring to two, Divachana in Sanskrit. Saha nau avatu. Avatu means rakshatu. That means may we too be protected. May we too be protected. Saha nau bhunaktu. May we too be nourished. Saha viryam karabhavahai. Whatever we do, may we do with virya, courage, spirit. Tejasvi now adhitamastu. While speaking, we say Tejasvi navadhitamastu. Tejasvi now adhitamastu. Whatever we are studying, may that become brilliant. Ma vidvishavahai. May we not have intolerance towards each other or towards anybody also. Ma vidvishavahai. Because this intolerance is one thing which spoils our mind. Now, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, the peace. Now, the subject is the relevance of Upanishadic message today. Is it not relevant today? Who doesn't want peace? Peace is the ultimate gain even for a spiritual seeker. Initially, he may have ecstasy, he may have various physical sensations, this, that, and whatnot, all kinds of experiences, which we call sattvic vikara, sattvika vikara. That means as the body, mind, personality grows more and more sattvika, we have all these symptoms, insignia. But finally, it is peace and peace and peace, and that is what people want. They call happiness, but actually they look for peace. Ecstasy, they cannot live for a long time in it. Their nerves will be tense. The nerves will not be able to bear. But the peace one can welcome anytime. I will now go to a little deeper meaning also. When we are saying, may we too be protected, one is the protection. Well, there is physical protection necessary from calamities, from disease, from various sufferings. Well, it is understood. But in this sense, in the Upanishadic sense, the protection means still more. It means that the faculties of the teacher and the student should remain in its active form, in its peak form, so that the communication is maximum. That is, the teacher's memory should not go down. Teacher's faculties should be preserved, which if the nature doesn't preserve, we cannot do anything. As I am always saying that I start with one and I lose track, or the words do not come to my mind. These are all not good qualities, because the communication gets affected by that. So the maximum communication will be possible when the faculties are protected so that we can communicate the truth. It is not protected so that we can eat lot of sweets or rasgulla, or we can drink lot more of coffee. It's not that kind of protection we are asking for. Or we should not have diabetes so that we can eat lot of sweets and all. No. We are asking for the protection so that the communication of the truth will be helped. So rakshatu and bhunaktu, sahanau bhunaktu, nourishment. Nourishment also, we are looking for that kind of a nourishment which will allow us to communicate better. And if you consider the student, which will allow the student to receive it better. That is the receptivity of the student and the communication power of the teacher. The protection and nourishment both mean that. Now, Saha, now why we two, that the teacher and the student, when I first read it and somebody questioned also, I felt very bad that what is this? We are not able to understand. Yesterday somebody was asking about should we not question? Now that question also is answered better. When I came across this shloka, the question was that all the Upanishadic verses like Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, all are always praying for everybody. Generally, there is hardly very few prayers where we are praying for only two. This Dvivachana is used now. We generally pray for the well-being of everybody, the whole world, not only in mankind, but everybody. All the birds and Samastu Dipadecha, like that it Dipadecha, Dushpadecha, that it's not coming to my mind. There are shlokas like that, not only to the two-legged ones, but the four-legged ones also. So why it is here only two, that the teacher and the student, are we so selfish? We are only talking about removing selfishness, and have we become so selfish that we too will be protected only? So I thought and thought and thought. I could never reject the mantra saying that, oh, it is inferior, it is not praying for all. There must be some meaning which I am not able to grasp, which is not dawning in my mind. Although I was doing everything, but this thought never left me for, I don't remember exactly, maybe for 7 days. It was constantly in my mind, the why only two, why only the teacher and the student, teacher and the student. See, I have not refuted or tried to deny the mantra, but I am trying to inquire where am I missing the truth. Then one day, suddenly, I think one fine morning after getting up from the sleep, it dawned, the truth simply dawned in me. They are saying teacher and the student. By that, this mantra has become much more important than the other mantras where they pray for all. Praying for all is very simple. Nobody needs any special understanding also. But why they are praying for the teacher and the student? It is to protect Brahmavidya. Do you understand? If in the whole I am talking about thousands and thousands of years, this knowledge has been flowing down. Suppose in that process at one time, for one generation, if there was not a single teacher or a single student, we would have not got this knowledge. It is not, the knowledge is not in the book. The books are like the picture of a fire. It is not the living fire, it is not the actual fire. The knowledge is the actual fire which can give us heat, which can burn things, which can purify things. So a living knowledge is necessary to communicate. The communication through the book is like communicating by showing us a picture of fire, which we cannot use for cooking, cannot use for burning dead bodies also, nothing. It will not give us warmth. So, suppose in the whole time span, if at one generation we did not have such, say, one teacher who is living the knowledge, then the students also, although they are there, they would not have it. And suppose in one generation the teacher is there, there are 100 teachers are there to communicate, but there is no student to receive it, carry it forward. So the next generation, the knowledge will be lost. So unless the teacher and the student both are protected, Brahmavidya will vanish from the society, from the earth. The living knowledge will not be flowing. The flow will stop. Can you imagine the loftiness of this thought? Apparently, it is appearing to be selfish, only for two. But truly speaking, they're praying for the Brahmavidya. The Brahmavidya should live in this world. Otherwise, the society will be demoralized, it will be pulverized, it will go to degeneration and finally destruction, as it has happened to the other civilizations, where greed and corruption has finally destroyed the whole civilization, Roman civilization, Greek civilization. But in our country, this Brahmavidya has always been living. There was not a single generation where you did not have some teachers and some students. If somebody becomes really seeker, yearning for the truth, if his yearning is true, then definitely he will be taken to a guru. Guru, he will come, either he will go to the guru or the guru will appear. That is, it will happen. Nature will look after that. He gets a guru and he gets his knowledge, his inquiry is satisfied. That is how the Brahmavidya has been flowing down. And this Brahmavidya is the real protector of the society. Why? Because society left to itself, you know that all of us are having so many selfish tendencies, competitive tendencies, blaming tendencies, ruling tendencies, that left to ourselves, to these qualities, always these are called fissiparous tendencies. The society is always proceeding towards degeneration. Unless there is a centripetal force which will bring the society back on the auspicious track, the society will be degenerated, it will get destroyed. This centripetal force putting the society back on the auspicious track is called Loka Sangraha. Lokanam Unmarga Pravritti Nivrittartham Karma. Lokanam Unmarga Pravritti Nivrittartham Karma. That means any knower, any sage, any saint, or even the spiritual institutions like the CIRD or SIRD or ashrams, what is their purpose? Their purpose of existence is Loka Sangraha. That is, left to itself, Loka means the society, all the people. Left to itself, the society will always move towards degeneration. So there should be always a force, centripetal force, putting them back on the auspicious track. That is called Loka Sangraha. Unmarga Pravritti, that means going away from the auspicious path. Nivrittartham, to remove that Unmarga Pravritti, whatever work is done, that is called the Loka Sangraha. So this Brahmavidya is always working in our society as an integrating force, as a centripetal force, bringing back the society on the auspicious track. You will find there had been so many times, for hundreds of years also, the society had been going towards degeneration. But again, forces also, they are working throughout. But again, after some time, like waves, the crest and the trough, again the society will be brought back on the auspicious track. And Brahmavidya will not be lost from the society. As long as it is there, it will protect the society. So when we are asking for the protection of myself and the Guru, it means that we are asking for the Brahmavidya, protection of Brahmavidya and the flow of Brahmavidya, which will in its turn protect the society. This we should remember very well. So Sahanavabatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai. May we do whatever we are doing. We are active throughout the day, but are we doing with virya? And what is this virya? See, in understanding each word, this is the way we should understand. You find out where in Upanishads this virya word is there. In Kenopanishad, it is saying, Atmana Vindate Viryam. Atmana Vindate Viryam. So this virya or courage and spirit, it does not lie in the outside. You cannot get it from outside. Having a big military or having lot of ammunitions or having more of political power or having fame, having riches, being the richest person in the world. No, virya doesn't lie there. Virya lies within us. Everything in spirituality will say that we have all the potentials, everything is within us, because that I is holding the whole universe. You don't need any other force from anywhere in the world at all. This virya, whenever why are we not having the virya? Because we are not getting connected to that. We are not in yoga. The moment we are in yoga, we are connected to our real self, connected to our real identity. We will be filled with virya. So whatever we do, we have to think that, are we doing remaining connected to our soul, or we are remaining connected to the objects and their corresponding likes and dislikes for them? That is connected to our greed, connected to our desires, connected to our fame, name, power, and whatnot, all the related to the objective world. As long as we are connected, in Sanskrit we will call connected to Vishaya. Vishaya means the objective things, objective world. As long as we are connected to the Vishaya, Virya is not going to come. We are working in the objective world, but we have to remain anchored in our soul, where from the courage will come. That is why whenever you do something wrong out of some pralobhana, some greed or something, when you do something wrong, then you find there is a weakness. If you look within, you will find you are feeling small, you are feeling weak, you are feeling not peaceful, disturbed. You are doing the wrong thing because of some gaining something, selfish gain or something. But in your deep inside, you are being told that no, I am not doing the right thing, I am doing something wrong. So you are doing it being connected to the attraction and repulsion to the world, but not connected to the self, your real identity. The moment you get connected to the real identity, outward you may lose power, you may lose your position, you may lose many things, but as long as you are doing it from the position of yourself, remaining connected to your inmost identity, you will find that your whole being is full of virya. So saha viryam karavavahi, may we do everything remaining connected to ourselves, where from the courage is coming. We can do it with courage. Tejasvi now navadhitamastu. Tejasvi now adhitamastu. That means whatever we are studying, well, we have studied all the Upanishads, we have studied Brahma Sutra, become a great Pandit. No, that is not the Upanishad is suggesting at all. Whatever we are studying, it should become brilliant, Tejasvi. How a learning becomes brilliant? By practicing it, by living it. Any knowledge, unless we don't live the knowledge, it will not become brilliant. At one time we were visiting a place, there we knew a person who was quite well known. He used to give very good lectures on Vedanta. He will explain much better than perhaps as we do. He was quite knowledgeable also. But every day coming back home, he would drink and create havoc. One day the children, small girls, they came running to our Swamiji and said that, today my father has set fire to our house. It is like that. So this kind of Vedanta knowledge will not do. We have to live the knowledge. It cannot be a theoretical knowledge alone. Saha viryam karavavahai tejasvi navadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. May there not be any intolerance or hatred. In all sense, we should not have towards anybody, but here the meaning also could be the between the teacher and the student, because any communication, any teaching will not take place properly if either the student or the teacher is hateful or intolerant about it. Maybe the student doesn't have enough intelligence to understand. By that, if the guru becomes intolerant about him, then the communication will not take place. The guru has to think where the shishya is failing. What is the hindrance there? Where he is lacking, and he will try his best to remove that. That is why we always say that a knower never answers a question, he answers the questioner. A knower never asks, a sage, a saint, never answers a question. He answers the questioner. Because the question is coming up from somebody's mind. At that mind has to be pacified. Where is the lack? The same question if you ask your guru, maybe now and 10 years hence, after 10 years, he may reply differently. Because it is your mind which is asking the question. After 10 years, the same question you are asking from another standpoint, and that the treatment has to be launched there, where lies the defect. So it's a beautiful field of knowledge which has no parallel in the objective world at all. And is it not important for the modern people of today? Every bit of it, if people can follow, their life will become powerful, inspiring, brilliant, and livable, really livable in a happy manner. Actually, we don't get the joy of living because we don't have vairagya. People say that, oh, he's a vairagyan, he doesn't have any enjoyment of the world. The world can be enjoyed best only when you have the vairagya. That means you see the world as it is, and you know the world as it is. You know yourself also as you are. That gives you the greatest joy, because you can love everybody. You love everybody, the whole world. Anybody created will have the right to exist in the world. He might be the worst of criminal, but still God has created him, nature has created him. So he has the right to exist in this world. Because the knower does not have hatred or intolerance towards anybody, you will find the criminals also come to see the knower and they confess before him whatever they have in his mind. It has happened here, it's happening also. How does it happen? It is because they can feel that here is somebody who will not degrade me, who will understand me. And everybody wants to become good. Don't have any doubt at all. They may not be able to. But why? Because in their inmost level, they are all the self. They are the Atma, the universal Atma. There is no difference at all. This is the greatest communism our country has proposed. That there is no difference in the inmost level. Everybody, even the animals, are the same. It is the same Atma everywhere. This oneness or the transcendental oneness, if you can understand, then you have no divisions at all. You know what is the place of each. It's not that you will start eating because everything is Brahman, then why not eat the goat and dog, cow, or anything like that. It's not like, the Brahman is not like that. You will have all the differences, but not hating anything, not being intolerant about anything at all. So ma vidvishavahai is, if we can follow it, then our life will undergo a complete change. Now we will chant this. Did I miss the Guru Vandana today first? I will chant the Guru Vandana and then chant this. Namo Namaste Gurave Mahatmane Vimukta Sangaya Saduttamaya Nityadvayananda Rasaswarupine Bhumne Sada Paradayam Budhamne Namaste Namaste Vibho Vishwamurte Namaste Namaste Chidanandamurte Namaste Namaste Tapoyogagamya Namaste Namaste Shrutijnanagamya Namastasmai Sadaikasmai Kasmai Chinmahase Namaha Yadetad Vishwarupena Rajate Guru Rajate Yadetad Vishwarupena Rajate Guru Rajate. Hari Om. That's it. If you understand these shlokas, every word here will explain it represent the same truth. We don't have to read many things. If you understand each word here, everything representing the truth of the Atma. We will chant the Kathopanishad Shanti Mantra. Following me, you can chant. Om Sahana Bhavatu.
Om Sahana Vavatu
Sahanau Bhunaktu.
Sahanau Bhunaktu
Sahaviryam Karavavahai.
Sahaviryam Karavavahai
Tejasvinavadhitamastu.
Tejasvinavadhitamastu
Ma vidvishavahai.
Ma vidvishavahai.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om. That's it. Today I will speak something about Kathopanishad, and tomorrow we will chant the Shanti Mantra of the Mundaka Upanishad and speak something from Mundaka Upanishad. I am saying that. How it will go, I don't know. It may be something other also, but I will try to do that way. Now, Kathopanishad, most of you will know the story, but still I have to tell it in brief. See, as yesterday I had explained how from Karma Kanda we progress to the Jnana Kanda, that people were giving to all kinds of desireful yaga, yajna, etc. It might not have directly from there, it could be a sort of a social revolution also. See, when people are given to something in a rigid manner, you are doing yaga, yajna, and the people who are able to perform it, they were being called by the king and other people. So it becomes a source of money for them also. So because of the social corruption, as I say, that the vociferous tendencies of human being, even good things also get corrupted. So they will start after some time, it happens in the society. I am saying this is my history observation. If we read the shlokas, we will come to know that it is like this. They try to impress upon the society that they are the greatest people in the society, and what they are doing is of the highest value. So they will try to impose what they are doing on everybody. So that is the way the ritualism went to such a height that some of the deep thinking people, they discovered that the society is getting corrupted through that. You will find during Shankaracharya's time, so much of corruption was there through ritualism. And ritualism will not remain just like that. It got degenerated into black magic and all also. You might have heard the story that one Kapalika wanted to kill Shankaracharya. He said that I want a siddhi in my sadhana, and you say that everything is Brahman, you are not worried about your body, you don't have Dehatma Buddhi. Why don't you give your head to me? I need that head for my Tantrika worship, for my siddhi. Shankaracharya agreed. Well, you take it. But not now. When I am in meditation, one day night you come, he gave him the time, you come at such and such time, and when I am in meditation, don't ask me anything, you chop off my head. And the man came and he was about to chop off his head. But it happened differently. Nature had a different design. Shankaracharya's disciple Padmapada, he suddenly had a dream, or a real dream, or as the world is a dream, like that dream. So he got up and he simply ran without knowing anything. He simply ran and took the what do you call it, the katari, the sword from the hand of the Kapalika, and chopped off his head. Now he felt that Nrisimha Avatara had come to him, and he felt that he is the Narasimha, and with that feeling he came and he killed the Kapalika. He did not know anything what has happened, because Shankaracharya did not tell anybody, but tonight a Kapalika will come and cut off my head. Then nobody will be able to, they will protect their Guru. But the Guru got protected like that. So the ritualism and this power, ritualism means you do this ritual, then this will happen, that will happen. So it is related to power, it is related to money. Even in Bhagavad Gita, what I am saying in defense of that, I am saying in Bhagavad Gita you find that this yoga, what Krishna is giving in Kurukshetra to Arjuna, that Buddhi yoga, it was there in our country for the Rajas. The Rajarshis used to practice this yoga. But sa kaleneha mahata yogo nashta parantapa, he says in Bhagavad Gita. That with kala, with time, this yoga has got, it is no more available. Because what? With the time corrupts people. The kings got corrupted. Actually, the Mahabharata war was needed because the Rajarshis were not there. Many Rajarshis were not there. Most of the kings got corrupted. That is why on Duryodhana's side there was 11 Akshauhini. And on the righteous side, there was only 7. So, this is the way of nature. So, some right-thinking people, they must have thought about it, that the ritualism is corrupting people. And what they are saying, you will find in Mundaka Upanishad, to some extent in Bhagavad Gita also, Yam imam pushpitam vacham pravadantina panchit pandita, like that. It is in the second chapter, I think 42, verse 42 to 46 most probably, that it is criticizing those who are completely clinging to the ritualist yaga and yajna. He is saying that their lobho aparhita chetasam, their mind has been taken away by desire, kama and lobha. That is why they are completely immersed in this, and they don't accept that there is anything higher. Suppose you have studied up to class 7, and whatever you have studied, you were so much glued to it that you said that I don't want to go to the higher classes, 8, 9, 10, 11, I am not interested in. Not only you are not interested, you may not go. But if you start demolishing all that, whatever is higher, it is just like that there is no college, there is no university, it's all bogus. Whatever we have studied, that is the only thing. In Mundaka Upanishad also you will find that those who considered that there is nothing higher, they are deeply immersed in the ajnana, in ignorance. So that might have been the state when the Upanishadic thoughts regeneration has taken place. Now this may happen in the society many number of times. We have to go into the history and find out. Thousands and thousands of years have passed. Sometimes the ritualism will go up. Again, the knowledge part will go up. And that is how we have to preserve the knowledge in its purest form, in its pristine form, so that no other force can remove it, can tarnish it. That is the idea. Now, in between, you will find that another thing which is neither full ritualism nor full knowledge practice, which is also a kind of a karma. Karma means an action, which is called upasana. You must be knowing the word very well. That is worshipping, upasana. Now, upasana is not a knowledge practice pursuit. It need not be a ritualistic pursuit also. It depends on which god is your favorite. Depending on that, you are worshipping. This upasana also can get degenerated, but it can remain pure also. So, upasana, through proper upasana, you will find in Mundaka Upanishad also, to have the knowledge, you have to, before that, you have to purify your being, purify your mind, intelligence, everything by upasana. That is very important. Upasa nishita sandhayita. I will take it from Mundak Upanishad. He says, Dhanurgrihitva Upanishadam Mahastram, Dhanurgrihitva Upanishadam Mahastram, Sharam Hyupasa Nishita Sandhayita, Ayamya Tadbhavagatena Chetasa, Laksham Tadaksharam Somya Vidhi. Na? Tadeva Aksharam Somya Vidhi. He says, Dhanurgrihitva Upanishadam Mahastram. Take the bow of the Mahastram, in the great weapon. Which is the weapon? The Upanishad. Whatever the message of the Upanishad, that is the great bow. You take it in your hand, and then Sharam hi upasa nishita sandhayita. In that you fix the arrow which has been sharpened by upasana. Upasa nishita means the arrow has been sharpened by upasana. Then what do you do? Ayamya, to throw the bow. Suppose if it is a weak, if you pull it very little and throw the arrow, it will fall. Before reaching the target, it will fall. So it needs lot of power to pull the arrow to its full, so that the arrow will go in its full speed and penetrate the target. That is why Mundak Upanishad also says, Nayama Atma Balahinayana Labhya. This Atma cannot be had by the weaklings. So by doing upasana, your mind will become concentrated, one-pointed and powerful. And then we can pull the bow, pull the string to its maximum. Ayamya. How are you pulling the string? Tad bhavagatena chetasa. Tat means the truth, or in your upasana case, it is your God. The mind has to be fully fixed on that bhava of that, whatever you are going to attempt. In this case, it is the Brahman. That means the mind should be completely fused into Brahman. Tat bhavagatena. Tat refers to the truth. Bhavagatena chetasa. By what? By your mind. The mind should become Brahman actually by that. Then what are you doing? You are releasing the arrow. What is the arrow? Arrow is your jivatma, that smallness of your identity. And it has to reach where? It has to hit the target called Brahman, which is the universality, oneness, transcendental identity. That small identity of you will become the small Atma will become the infinite, all-pervading, all-transcending Atma. This is the whole process. And there they are saying, Upasa nishita sandhayita. You sharpen your arrow by upasana. So, I have to divert, because the moment I am saying this, I am reminded that in so many places all over the world, people poo-poo Hinduism, saying that it is pluralism and God and all, what can your Krishna do, what can this, that, so many things go on. They don't understand. See, when you are devoted to any idol or any God or any concept, the upasana has, the purpose of upasana is to make your divergent mind convergent, ekagra, one-pointed. This one-pointedness is very, very important in spiritual sadhana for self-realization also. It is because we don't have the one-pointedness, we have not done upasana. That is why we are not being able to be successful in self-realization also. We have to make our mind one-pointed. And how can you make it one-pointed? By upasana. That when you are worshipping a God, your mind should fully get focused on the God. You should start seeing your God everywhere. And our Shastras say, Devo bhutva devanapyeti. That fulfillment of upasana is when your mind becomes the upasita, the whatever God or concept you are worshipping. The mind should become that. Suppose you are worshipping Shiva. The height of upasana is when the mind takes the form of Shiva. That means mind has forgotten your small identity whatever you are, that I am this, I am that, I have to do this, I have to become self-realized, I have to become this and that. All those things have gone. You have forgotten yourself, your individualistic, egoistic self, you have forgotten. That mind has taken the form of the Shiva. That is what we say, the darshana of the God. Because you become that. How can you have darshana? It is not the darshana with the eyes. People have all kinds of misconceptions. The darshana in upasana has to take place within. Whatever you are worshipping, you become that. Your mind becomes that. In the process, when will your mind will become that? You will forget the whole world, including your own small identity also. You will become that. Then the purpose of upasana is done. Now, the purpose of idol worship or any upasana is to make the mind, the divergent mind which is taken away by the world of multiple, of infinite variety, that has to be made one pointed, and that purpose is served by upasana. It becomes one pointed. Once it becomes one pointed, you have to drop that also. It has become one pointed. When you drop that point also, then what happens? The mind becomes whatever it is, the consciousness becomes whatever it is. That is the time the self is revealed. The self reveals itself. Nothing else can reveal the self. And self cannot reveal the self as different from you. The self has to be self-revealing. So this is what the upasana is. You will find in Chandogya Upanishad, there are 8 chapters, of which 5 are given to different kinds of upasana. So don't degrade or denigrate, try to degrade upasana at all. Those who are condemning our Hinduism, tell them that it is a masterly science. People will not be able to think of the Brahman. Who is going to think about the Brahman? I told you that lectures on Brahman they are giving and what they are doing. It's very, very difficult to focus your mind on Brahman. So you are given an idol to whom you can have all your devotion, whom you consider to be the creator or all-doer, all-pervading God. And make your mind thinking about that Deva, thinking about Shiva, or thinking about Devi, or thinking about Vishnu. Your mind has to become Vishnu Maya, Shiva Maya. Then the purpose is served almost. Finally, you have to drop that form and get to the ultimately. What is that ultimate? You yourself. The dropping is just one point. So you will find that 5 chapters of Chandogya Upanishad is dedicated to upasana. Then in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also, you will find that first chapter is dedicated to Omkara Upasana and all. In other Upanishads also, Omkara Upasana comes in here and there. So it is in between the knowledge and the ritualistic yaga, jajna, etc. This upasana comes. But upasana also, there is duality. Initially, you are different from the Lord and you are worshipping the Lord. And finally, you are getting identified with the Lord. But still, form is there. It is called Savikalpa Samadhi. When you become the Shiva or Vishnu, the form is there. The consciousness still has a form. So we call it Savikalpa Samadhi. So from there, we have to go transcend that form and get to that Nirvikalpa Samadhi where we have the Atma Sakshatkara. Already the time is gone. No, we will take the question a little later. We will carry on to some extent. Now, I wanted to tell you about Kathopanishad, that generally it is believed that when a person has done enough of yaga, jajna, etc., or upasana also, he is fit for the knowledge. But it is not so. The purpose of yaga, jajna, the rituals, and the purpose of upasana is to purify the mind. Now, how do you define? Our shastras are absolutely scientific, I tell you. You cannot say that it is vague or absurd. Nothing. Everything is point to point scientific. A scientist will be amazed to see how scientific it is. They're saying that how do you define this purity? They said that sadhana chatushtaya, fourfold qualities. What is that? Viveka, Vairagya, then comes Shamadamadi Shadga Sampatti. There are 6 treasures, inner treasure, not outer treasure. 6-fold treasures, that is Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhana. And the last one, the 4th one is Mumuksha. So if you have this Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadamadi, Shadga Sampatti, Mumuksha, these fourfold qualities are sadhana chatushtaya in enough quantity, enough measure, then you can take you are fit for taking to the jnana sadhana. You will be moving fast. Actually, truly speaking, this fourfold qualities, when they go to the peak, you are, and that knowledge is there itself. You don't have to again get the knowledge. The knowledge is the aggregation of all these qualities to their maximum, because the soul is the peak of all these qualities. So, this Upanishad, Kathopanishad, starts with that idea that Nachiketa was a small boy, 7-year or 8-year-old boy, a Kishora. His father was a great ritualist, and he was performing many yagas and all. Finally, in this case, he was performing the Vishwajit yaga, which is one of the greatest yaga. So he was a ritualist, he performed everything. Will he be fit for knowledge? The Upanishad says no. He has not performed, although apparently formally he has done all the Vedic rituals and all, but he has not done according to the Vedic prescription. So the results he would have got by performing these yagas and upasanas, they were not there. He did not have the sadhana chatushtaya in ample measure. What he was doing, after the yaga, he was giving the main priests who performed the yaga for him, to them he was giving all the useless cows from the shed. Some are having 3 legs, some are, all the teats have gone, they will never drink anymore, they will never yield milk anymore. It's vivid description is given. These are the kinds of cows his Nachiketa's father, what is his name? Vajashravas was giving to the priest who performed the yaga. Now Nachiketa was only an observer, a small boy. He has only studied the dharma, lessons of dharma, and he had good inheritance, of course. So he was seeing what his father is doing. Seeing the father gifting such things, Upanishad says, in Nachiketa's mind, Shraddha avivesha, Shraddha dawned. The other day I was speaking about Shraddha. This is Shraddha. Shastreshu Guruvakeshu Bhaktis Shraddha Nigadyate. That he has studied from the Shastras, he has listened to from the teachers also, that whatever is given, it has to be given with proper honor. Shriyadeyam, Hriyadeyam, Shraddhayadeyam, Ashraddhaya Adeyam. These are all there in Taittiriya Upanishad. How should you gift anything to a person? You should gift with enough of, not that, oh, you are a poor person, I am throwing it at you. No. Or whatever I don't need, I am giving. That is not dana. We should give whatever the other person needs. And we should give with humility, that you are giving me an opportunity to give to you. I am grateful for that. Please accept what I am giving and make me fortunate. So all these things he had read and he has understood. He had faith for that. He had Shraddha towards that. That Shraddha dawned in his mind. And he understood the father is doing this yajna for going to heaven. But father is not going to go to the heaven. He will be taken to the worst of the hells if he does like this. This small boy, it appeared. What does it mean? That the father had not acquired the sadhana chatushtaya which the son, 7-year-old or 8-year-old son had acquired. He had the sadhana chatushtaya. He had already got the shraddha, which is one of the Shadga Sampatti, the sixfold treasure, Shraddha is one. Then what did Nachiketa do? Not like the modern child going to the father and announcing that, Father, you don't know anything, you have read the Shastras, you have done all the yajnas, but what you are doing is absolutely nonsense, you will be taken to the hell. Please stop it. Or doing like, no, he was humble. He could not speak like that to the father. At the same time, he wanted to save his father from any inauspicious eventuality. So he again, his Shraddha reminded him that he had studied. The best gift one can give is a good son. If you gift your good son to somebody, that is the best possible gift you can think of. So if the father now gifts me to somebody, Nachiketa is thinking, then father will be saved from all the wrong gifting. So he goes humbly to the father and asks him, Father, whom are you to gift me? Father, to whom you are going to gift me? He asked, Upanishad says, he asked once, twice, thrice. Father was not replying. Why? Because he is already a prey to the anger. Anger, Shraddha overwhelmed Nachiketa and Krodha overwhelmed Vajasravas, his father. See? What has happened by doing all the Jaga, Yajna, Upasana and whatever he did? And whatever happened to Nachiketa without doing all that? You can easily distinguish. Finally, the father got so annoyed that this is a small boy. I thought he's an innocent small boy. He has become very clever. He has caught hold of me that I am doing the wrong thing. So it agitated him further. Finally, he cursed him to death, we can say. That is, he said that, Mrittave tvam dadamiti. I am gifting you to Mrityu. What does it mean? I am gifting you to death. His own son, such a good son. You can understand where the Krodha can take our mind. What can happen to us when we are prey to Raga, Dvesha, Krodha. So it is a comparison through the story the Upanishad is telling us. For a seeker what he should be and what he should not be. Vajasravas they are showing only in few shlokas in the beginning what he should not be, what a seeker should not be. And Nachiketa, it goes up to the meeting of Yamaraja and Yamaraja examining him, testing him, up to that, what a seeker should be. That is the point. Now, he was again in trouble that he understood that I am not a bad boy, I am a good student also, I am a good son. Then why did my father tell me that I gift you to death? He thought and thought, then understood, no, father must not have meant that. He got angry and in anger he has uttered. But at the same time, his Shraddha in the Shastras said that whether it was anger or not, the statement came out of my father. I must fulfill his wish or his statement. His word should not go in vain, go wrong. So I must go and find out the Lord of death. I must go to death to fulfill my father's words. There is a mythical story and the reality clubbed together. That is the way of that was the way and is the way also of our authors. That their focus is always on the substance, not on the information. Information they sometimes take mythologically also to make it attractive. Otherwise, people will not read. If I only speak about Brahman, nobody will read anything. I write about Brahman, nobody will read. You have to make it attractive. In our presentation speaking also, we have to make it attractive. Otherwise, nobody will listen to it. So, Nachiketa goes to Yamaraja, who is the Lord of Death. And he had gone out for some reason. For 3 nights and 3 days, Nachiketa remained there. Every bit of what Nachiketa did, you should be able to understand that it represents how it represents a seeker's mind. He is not studying anything that the seeker should study this much. He is not doing a lot of exercises, yoga, vyayama, and pranayama, and all that. Nothing is told like that, that the seeker has to do. Nothing like that. Very silently, subtly, underground, the picture of Nachiketa's personality, Nachiketa's mind is going on. How he responded when the father cursed him also. He did not revolt. He did not do anything. He wanted to prove that the father's word should not go wrong. And he, mythically, he is walking to Yamaraja. What does it mean? That he is not afraid of death even. That is, whatever to be done, in spirituality, what is it finally? Yada yat kattumayati tada tat kurute riju. Whatever comes to be done, you do it in the straightforward manner. That's all. Nothing more. Shubham vapi ashubham vapi tasya cheshta hi balavat. Whether it is shubha, ashubha, like a child he goes on doing. So his father said, I give you to the death. He walked to the death. It is such a simple thing. When he went to death, he came there to meet Yamaraja, the Lord of Death. He was not there in the palace. He sat in front of the palace. There nobody gave him water. Nobody asked for food as it happens. No, it doesn't happen. It should not happen. But it can happen in the ashram also, that somebody is coming and waiting and nobody is paying any attention. So in the Yamaraja's palace, nobody paid any attention. They were busy with something else. They are all desireful people, so they were busy with something else. They have not come for spiritual sadhana to Yamaraja's palace. So he waited there. Even our focus should be on Nachiketa. Nachiketa did not come back from there and reported to his father, but I went to Yamaraja, but he is not in his palace. I waited for 1 day, 2 days. He did not come back. What shall I do? I was very hungry. Or even being hungry and thirsty, he did not go even to look for water or food. Suppose he had gone, leaving the palace door, he would have gone for food or drink. In the meantime, Yamaraja would have come and gone back. He is a very extremely busy CEO, more than all of you. Because how many deaths you count in the world? Now in the COVID situation, the deaths are less. We don't know that. The number of accidental death and other deaths are much less now. Only COVID deaths are very few. Otherwise, you count the death per day, how many people are dying in the world. So you can easily understand Yamaraja, how busy he was. And he is normally. So he is busy. If Nachiketa had gone out to drink some water or take some food, Yamaraja would have come and gone back. By that time, again, when Nachiketa comes back, he would find that Yamaraja is not there. So what did he do? He has come for a certain purpose of meeting Yamaraja, and he is waiting for that. He had enough of titiksha, sahanam sarvadukkhanam, apratikara purvakam. He could bear with the thirst and hunger because he has come for a purpose. He was sitting for that purpose to see Yamaraja. Every bit of his behavior we can map onto the ideal behavior of a seeker. And I am sure most of the seekers of self-realization will fail miserably. So we have to follow Nachiketa in his qualities. And what happened thereafter? Yamaraja came back, and Yamaraja found that it is all, whatever his palace people have done, the responsibility belongs to the CEO, the Raja. He cannot blame the palace people. That he will punish later on, he will do. But whatever to be done now, it has to be done by him only. So he wanted to give some boons to this small boy who appears to be like, Upanishad says that like a fire, the brahmacharin has come to his palace. Fire, why fire? It is a fire, the brilliance of his sattva guna, the brilliance of his purity. He will look like fire, like a fireball. A brahmacharin has got tremendous power. And a brahmacharin like Nachiketa. So Yamaraja felt that it has been a great wrong, whatever has been done. This fire will burn my palace. Everything will be spoiled. All these are there in the Upanishad. So to get relieved from all the consequences, he wanted Nachiketa to ask for 3 boons. Nachiketa did not want any boon. Yamaraja wanted to give him boon. And if Nachiketa does not ask for the boon, then Yamaraja will have the consequences. So to being sympathetic to Yamaraja, Nachiketa will have to ask for the boon. Otherwise, he was not interested in any boon at all. And what does he ask? The first boon he asked was, may my father be relieved of his anger. And when I go back, this means he assumed that Yamaraja is not going to accept him. He is sending back to his father. When I go back, he should not get scared that the ghost of Nachiketa has come. He should accept me as his son, as I was. And he should be permanently relieved of his anger. Now, in such a case, think what this small boy is thinking. He has not asked anything for himself. He has not asked for self-realization even. He has asked that his father is now in pain because whatever he has done to his son. So he should be relieved of his anger, otherwise his life will always be disturbed like this. Second boon, he asked something, a yajna, which Nachiketa was not interested at all. But a yajna means for the society, some good to be done to the society. And this is how the Upanishads introduce that yajna, the ritual by themselves are not bad. Even Nachiketa asked for a Agnividya, which is a ritual. And when the rituals are done correctly according to the Vedic prescription, it will do a lot of good to the world. It is for the society, for others, these have to be there. So Nachiketa asked for Agnividya, which Yamaraja immediately gave and asked Nachiketa. He repeated everything that Nachiketa had said, like a Shrutidhara, that whatever he listened to, everything he repeated, that gives the purity of his mind and brain, the sattvika nature of him, of Nachiketa. Yamaraja was so pleased that he gave him a Ratnamala which had magical power. Ratnamala means a jewel garland, which had magical power with which you can ask many things and get many things. But Nachiketa said that, no, I am not interested in it, Yamaraja. You keep it with you. Because he was not interested in anything. Then Yamaraja said that you ask for the third boon. Now the third boon, Nachiketa came up with his own enquiry and question. He said, Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye astityeke nayam astiti chaike etad vidyam anushishtastvayaham varanamesha varastritiyaha. This is my third boon I ask for. What is that? Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye. When anybody dies, when the body falls, this is the doubt in people's mind. Yeyam prete. Prete means when a body falls, when one dies. Vichikitsa manushya. There is always a doubt and confusion in people's mind. What is that? Asti iti eke. Na ayam asti iti cha eke. Some say that after the body falls, something is there. And some say there is nothing. When the body has fallen, it has fallen. Now the body will get mixed with the earth. It will get degenerated. Nothing is there. Some say, no, the Atma will go from here to there according to the karma. It will go here, go there. And some say the Atma will get dissolved in the universal Atma. So there is naturally a lot of doubt about what happens when the body falls. Etad vidyam anushishtastvayaham varanamesha varastritiya. Now here the eruditeness of Nachiketa will be understood. He did not say, you tell me whether something is there or something is not there or what is there. Just Nachiketa tells him that yes, this is there, that is there, and he goes away. It is not that kind of a question at all. He knew that to know what happens when a body falls, he has to learn it remaining under his tutelage. He says, Anushishtastvaya aham etad vidyam. Tvaya anushishtaha aham vidyam. That by following the discipline given by you. Anushishta, shishta means discipline. Anushishta means following the discipline given by you. That is the sadhana. You tell me, by pursuing the sadhana, I would like to learn the truth of it, what happens when a person dies. So this was Nachiketa's third question. That is why Kathopanishad is so popular everywhere. Because when in a family somebody dies, naturally people will have this inquiry. Or when there is Shraddha going on, Shraddha assembly, people will have this inquiry. So the Kathopanishad itself says that this Upanishads should be discussed in the Shraddha ceremony or Brahmana Sabha. Brahmana Sabha means when they discuss the truth of the scripture and all, this Kathopanishad should be discussed. Because it points out the truth of our Atma. That is the question, that is the subject of this Kathopanishad. I will not take up any question today. I have to go through Nachiketa's second question also. See, the first question, when he asked, then Yamaraja started discouraging him. That, oh, you are a small boy, even the devas in the heaven, they don't know the truth of it. It is such a great secret. Don't ask me that. You ask for kingdom, you ask for chariot, you ask for so many things. Everything I will give you. But don't ask me this question. Because Yamaraja would be in trouble. If he has to reply it, it means that Yamaraja does not exist. There is no death, as Bhagavad Gita also says. There is no birth, no death is the ultimate truth. What does it mean? Yamaraja has no position at all. So he is repeatedly telling that, don't ask me that, don't ask me that, I will give you this, I will give you that. Actually, truly, it is testing Nachiketa that his mind can be taken away by any of the objects of the world. That is the test he has to pass. As long as we are still looking for any gain from the world, from the objectude, this knowledge of the Atma is not for us. So he went on telling him this, that I will give you the whole kingdom of the earth. I will give you thousands of years of lifespan also. You please relieve me of this question. Don't ask me this question at all. Then he found that Nachiketa doesn't yield. They started bringing in the heavenly chariots, dance users, musicians and whatnot. See, all these are for you, Nachiketa, you take them and don't ask this question anymore. Then Nachiketa also, as Yamaraja was increasing his gift more and more and more, and brought the gifts right in front for pralobhana, for attracting his mind, distracting his mind from the truth. It is only the Upanishad is trying to show that what kind of one-pointedness the mind has to have for this truth, ekagrata. Then Nachiketa comes out with his masterly statement, which is in Kathopanishad. This is Nachiketa's statement, not Yamaraja. He says that not from the teacher, from the student. It shows the credential of the student. He says, Shvobhava matyasya yadantakaitat sarvendriyanam jarayenti tejaha api sarvam jivitam alpameva tavaiva vahas tava nritya gite. O Yamaraja, tavaiva vahas tava nritya gite. Let all these chariots, dance users, musicians and whatever you are giving, let it all be with you. You enjoy in them. Nachiketa is not interested in them at all. Why? Shvobhava matyasya yadanta kaitat. O Antaka, O Yamaraja, all these things are shvaha abhava. Shvaha means tomorrow. They are all transient. They are all short-lived. They are all perishable. They are not imperishable. I am looking for something which is imperishable. Shvaha abhava. Even the Ashwatha tree, the people tree is called Ashwatha. Ashwatha. That means which will not be there tomorrow. Because Ashwatha lives for 1,000 years. But even such a long-living tree also is transient, is what the Shastra is pointing out. By giving such name, they point out that such a tree also will get perished one day. Ashwatha. So all these you have given, they will not be there tomorrow. They are all transient to Yamaraja. Not only that, Sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha. By indulging in all kinds of sensory pleasures and all, my own sense organs will get degenerated. Every day they get depleted. In the night, we get back to the soul, sleep, deep sleep in the lap of the soul, and come up, again enjoy the world, again go back. But if suppose the deep sleep, rejuvenation is not there in the lap of the soul, then we will not be able to enjoy this world at all. Because the indriyas are getting, the sense organs are getting depleted by all these enjoyments. So he says they are only jarayanti tejaha, the brilliance of the senses will go by so much of indulgence and enjoyment. Not only that, Yamaraja, you have given me thousands of years of life, not only life. He said that you enjoy everything. I will not only give you life, I will give you health also, that you will be fit to enjoy the world. But api sarvam jivitam alpameva. Yamaraja, this fulfillment in life does not depend on the span of life or the healthy span of life at all. Whatever you enjoy, when the death comes, you will be fearful as long as you are not fulfilled. If you have desires left, then if the death comes at the age of 20 or 200 years, it doesn't matter. You want to live still more. Api sarvam jivitam alpameva. This alpa word is very important. It is not there in the books generally translated. It doesn't mean only it is short. It means it is insufficient. Mark it. Alpameva. That means whatever length of the time you have given, may it be 1,000 years or 10 years or 20 years or 100 years. It doesn't matter on the lifespan at all. It is insufficient as long as the desire to enjoy is still remaining in the mind. Only when the desires have been eliminated, you are ready to die at that point, or you are ready to live also, if 1,000 years necessary, 1,000 years also. There won't be any thought of death or no death at all. You will live the life, you will walk the path. Api sarvam jivitam. This is a masterly statement of Kathopanishad. Just one word, alpameva. They have not said it is short or less. It is alpam, insufficient. Because the sufficiency does not, we are born with this insufficiency, always I say, that we are born with abhava bodha. It is insufficiency means abhava bodha. That is why we always look for happiness, look for happiness. Initially it was by getting some dolls we will be happy, we thought. Then games we will be happy, we thought. Then some fiancé we will be happy, or getting a rank in the exam we will be happy. Then getting a good job we will be happy. Then getting children we will be happy. Then getting grandchildren we will be happy. Did you feel fulfilled by anything of this? Anybody in the world? But we don't look at the world at all. We don't look at ourselves at all. Nothing in the world will make us happy until the desires are eliminated. The desires are eliminated means you are fulfilled right then. So it does not depend on the span of life at all. It depends on the elimination of the desire. So, O Yamaraja, tavayo vahas tavanritya gite. With that statement, then Yamaraja understood the boy, the mettle of the boy. Then he started giving him direction how a seeker should lead his life. That there will always come shreyas and prayas. You have to, a real seeker will always have to opt for the shreyas. Prayas means which is immediately pleasant, but which will take us away from the auspicious goal. This is what we are always doing. And shreyas means it might be immediately not pleasant also, maybe difficult, but it will take us on the auspicious path. That is the shreyas. So it is there in the every moment of life. The shreyas and prayas is there. We have to choose. Even in our thought process also, whatever we are thinking, if we look into that, we will find that are we going towards shreyas or are we going towards prayas? If the mind is generating only blame, competition, quarrel and all that, it is your prayas, and that is only tensing you, that is only making your mind stressed. What is the shreyas? To become expanded, all loving, all embracing, unaffected. That is the shreyas. So you don't have to even act. in the mind also you can always look into the Shreyas and Preyas, always opt for the thoughts which will take you to Shreyas, not to Preyas. So that is the way a seeker has to live. So every junction we have to think, we have to look within, that this path will give me the expansion, inner strength, inner lightness, then it is towards Shreyas. If it gives me inner constriction, heaviness, smallness, then it is not Shreyas. We have to make our choice and walk the path of life. There is no way you can blame your fate. Our scriptures always give all the responsibility on us. There is no fate at all. Vasishtha says in Yoga Vasishtha that with two hands raised, I am shouting and shouting that there is no fate, no fate. It is all our self-will, our self-effort. But there is nobody, not a single person to listen to me. This is what Vasishtha said. So, naturally, this was going on when Nachiketa came up with his second question, which is a masterly question, for which I say that even the scientist will not be able to understand easily the depth of this question. So I will have to take it up tomorrow. The time is already over. It will take time. The question is, I will just recite the question. Anyatra dharmad, anyatra adharmad, anyatra asmat krita kritat, anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha, yattat pashyasi tadvada. Anyatra dharmad, anyatra adharmad, anyatra asmat krita kritat, anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha, yattat pashyasi tadvada. This question and Yamaraja's reply I have to take tomorrow. And then at least one verse from Mundaka Upanishad I would like to take to make it, give it some sort of completeness. Then I propose to continue with some Upanishad, these same kinds of discussions in our regular weekly satsang, if it is possible. So here it means anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat, means that if you know something which is neither dharma nor adharma, that means which transcends the moral code of dharma and adharma, righteousness, non-righteousness, morality, immorality, which transcends that. If you know anything about that, you tell me. Then what is that? Anyatra asmat krita kritat. Krita and akrita means cause and effect. That time also is involved actually. Cause means preceding in time and effect means following in time, which is different from the cause and effect chain, because the whole creation is full of cause and effect, cause and effect. If you know anything that transcends it, because the truth has to transcend the causality. Anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha, which is different from the past and the future. That means which transcends time also. So he wanted to know from Yamaraja that you tell me something which you know, which will be transcending the moral code of right and wrong, which will be transcending the causality, and which will transcend time. We will take it up further tomorrow. Om Sahana Bhavatu.
Om Sahana Vavatu
Sahanau Bhunaktu.
Sahanau Bhunaktu
Sahaviryam Karavavahai.
Sahaviryam Karavavahai
Tejasvinavadhitamastu.
Tejasvinavadhitamastu
Ma vidvishavahai.
Ma vidvishavahai.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.